Hello, welcome to the photography segment of the Science Visualization course. My name is Guy Stevens. I work with the University of Maryland Center for Environmental Science. I work out of the Chesapeake Bay Program Office, where I work as the Director of Web Development. As the Director of Web Development, I help lead the development of web products that help communicate science information about the Bay and the restoration of the Chesapeake Bay. In addition to that, I also happen to be a very passionate photographer, and I also enjoy teaching. I've been into photography for many years and actually have my own business as well, which is Southern Maryland Photography. You're welcome to visit that online. I've got a website, southernmarylandphotography.com, and there you can see examples of the photos that I like to take. A lot of them theme around Southern Maryland and some of the nature themes that you'll find around the area, and information about classes and other things that I do as well. So with that said, let's get right into our course. I want to give you a brief outline of what we're going to be talking about in the photography segment. We're going to break this into a few independent segments that you can view. The first will be about the importance of great photography. There we'll talk about why photography is important, why you want to consider using photography with your data visualization products. Next we'll talk about what makes a great photograph. Obviously, if you want to put great photographs in your products, you want to know what defines a great photograph. How do you tell a good photograph from a bad photograph? What are the attributes of a great photo? We'll talk about that in the next segment. Then we'll talk about where you can find great photographs to use for your products. Whether you're making a brochure or a poster or a video, finding a great photo that you can use can really help you tell your story. And we'll take one step further and look into making great photographs. So what if you'd like to make some of your own photographs to use in your own visualization products? And we'll talk briefly about things that you might want to consider if you're doing that. So let's get started with our first segment, which is the importance of great photography. Of course, this course is all about data visualization. So when you think about data visualization, you begin by thinking about the data. Maybe it's in a spreadsheet or a database. You're thinking about numbers. You're thinking about different types of data that may be stored to help you tell your story. You think about charts and graphs and maps and all sorts of different elements that might go along with telling your story. Maybe it's icons or other things that you may use to help represent the data in a data visualization. But I want to take a step back and talk a little bit about what data visualization is, and obviously you've been doing that already for a number of weeks as you've gone through this course. But I just want to put my own filter on this and think about it from the standpoint of photography. So data visualization is really a way to give your data a voice. So you've got these piles of data, and sometimes it's hard to get out of that data a trend or a story. And a visualization is a product that helps you to get out that information and help communicate complex data in ways that are easily digestible. Interestingly enough, we think about data visualization often as the end products, what we might create to communicate, but often going through the process of creating a data visualization, you can begin to see patterns and trends and correlations. So the process as well as the product of data visualization can be very helpful in learning more about the information and ultimately coming up with a easy to digest visual format that you can share to help communicate the data to others. So what's photography have to do with that? We're talking about data, we're talking about information, we're talking about numbers. How does photography factor into this equation of data visualization? We often think first about the charts and the graphs and the numbers. How do photographs fit into that? Well, they fit in very simply because the purpose really of data visualization is to help us tell better stories. We want to be able to take our complex data, we want to be able to put it in ways that are easy to understand, that help to relay the story behind the data. There's often a great story waiting to be told, but it's often caught up in a spreadsheet or a database. So where's photography fit into that? There's no better way to tell a great story than with great images. Images are very easy for people to kind of take in and get meaning from, and they can really help you cross other hurdles that sometimes more complex things are unable to do. So images are a great way to tell a visual story. And if you think about what the goal is, if you're making a data visualization product, what is your goal? What is your goal with that data visualization product? Well, my hope at a very high level is that your goal is to make a great product. that your goal is to make something that will help communicate your data to the appropriate audience, will help to tell the story, will be a great and compelling product that can be used by people to better understand or to make decisions or to take that data and do something meaningful with it. So I hope that in your course, you're always thinking about how can I make a better product? And photographs are a great way to do that when it comes to your data visualization products. Really, one of the end points of all of this, and really as it relates to our course here, is to be able to effectively communicate science. Data visualization is about, again, taking complex things, being able to communicate them to different audiences in different ways that will resonate. It's all about communicating, becoming a better communicator of your science. So why would we want to include photographs? What's the benefit of including photographs in a data visualization product? Well, there's several. First, photographs can help us to tell a story visually. Having a data visualization with data and charts and graphs about a striped bass, well, that's part of it. But when you begin to show a photograph, the story begins to come alive. It helps people to instantly recognize what the story and what the data is about. Photographs can help you to simplify messages, to take things that are often very complex and make them relatable so that people can understand the things that you're trying to communicate. Photographs are a very effective way of communicating science. You can take something in a photograph and really make it easy to understand. And at the end of the day, a great photograph can really help to increase the credibility of your products. Let's say you're making a brochure or a poster, and let's say that you find photographs to use, but they're not very good. They're not very compelling. They don't tell a story. They don't engage people. They don't look professional. People are going to see that product and begin to judge it. And they'll make a judgment instantly and go, oh, well, if the photographs are not very good, can I trust the messaging here? And a great photo really helps to reinforce this is a good, incredible product. There are a lot of opportunities to use photographs in the things that you may do stemming from this visualization course. Maybe you're creating a report or a poster. Maybe it's some kind of interactive map or website, even a video. These are all opportunities to incorporate great photographs. Obviously, reports and posters may be a natural, but even videos often use a still photograph to help tell the story. Websites, of course, photography is extremely important. Mapping, Esri, one of the leaders behind some of the mapping initiatives, they have a whole theme called story maps, which take maps and pictures to help tell stories of data. So there's a lot of opportunities where you may use photographs in your products. And let's take a quick look at a few of those. You don't have to go very far to find some great examples. I would point you to the Ian website, where you can find a lot of the data visualization products that are done through Ian. And there's some fantastic examples there, whether it's a newsletter or report or various things that really show you how you can use great photographs to better tell your story. We'll start off with an example here from the 2014 Chesapeake Bay report card. And, of course, the cover, shows a very kind of bay scene, bay-related scene. As you dive in, you begin to see charts and you begin to see icons and colors, all things that help tell the story of the health of the Chesapeake Bay. Using these elements together, it helps to, again, increase the story that you're telling in terms of the communications effort. So the report card's a fantastic example. Here's another report card. Here's a Upper Potomac report card. And here you see again we've got some graphics here. We've got a map. We've got different colors. We've got a nice diagram here as well showing what's happening. But again, anchored by some photographs that help to reinforce and tell the story related to the report card. Bay Barometer is a Chesapeake Bay program product, and again uses graphs, uses charts, uses icons, uses strong photos to again tell its story. In this case, it's the health of the bay, the health and the restoration effort of the Chesapeake Bay. Websites. Here's the Eco Health Report Card website. And again, very quickly here, you look at this page and they're talking about bay grass. Having a photograph, having the data there as well, having ways that you can visualize and tell a story, photographs can help you do that. So that concludes our first segment, which is the importance of great photography. Next up, we're going to talk about what makes a great photograph. So if you want to use great photos in your data visualization products, how do you know what makes a great photo? That'll be coming up next.